Hi, everyone, and welcome to this episode, Session 5 of the Ironhead Chronicles Redemption. It's been a little while since we played. Life has gotten in the way, and that's totally understandable. So what we'll do is I'll just give a really quick recap of Session 4, and then what we're going to do is we're just going to hop right into it. So what had happened in Session 4 was this. After finding out about this incredibly powerful weapon that the paladin Varis had tattooed onto his arm, strangely enough, most of it is still not quite understood. Our heroes have been seemingly unknowingly tasked with carrying the Quill of Fate, a powerful weapon that, when properly understood and properly used, allows its user and anyone the user decides to literally write their own destiny and have it come true. The party was able to sneak out of the college without having anyone notice. Went back to Varis bar. Upon that, they met up with Lord Oakheart, who informed them that although he would love to help them, unfortunately, there's been a bit of a problem. The Enclave has been holding a piece of evidence they have on him over his head. They decided to both help him and help Trela with a bit of a situation, because they both went to the All Temple where Trela's students are being held and this incriminating piece of evidence is being held. That being said, they decided that it would be a great idea, more or less, to have Gideon, our sorcerer, who unfortunately is not with us today, change his form to look as a keeper, a paladin, and brought them into the All Temple as prisoners. As they were going in, Varis noticed that a tall woman dressed all in black with black lipstick was standing there talking to some of the other keepers. And as they went in, she looked directly at Varis and smiled. So they were brought downstairs into a cell. Their weapons weren't taken away. Their warhammers and different various firearms were still on their persons as they were thrown into a cell. As the keepers were standing by, this woman came in, spoke briefly to Varis, introduced herself. Her name is Dahlia, smiled, kissed Varis on the cheek, and walked out. Suddenly, the prisoners began to exhibit, the ones in the cells began to exhibit some strange behavior. Some black type of fluid was beginning to kind of seep from their eyes and from their mouths, and they began to become enraged and had begun to attack. And that's where we're going to pick up in Session 5 of the Ironhead Chronicles Redemption. So what I need everyone to do is roll initiative right off the bat. Oh, BB. Yes, that's right. Do add initiative. Okay. Goodness. Varis is okay. Looks like Varis is going at the top of the round. All right, Varis, one of the this small human, probably in their probably in their like late teens, early 20s, is just staring at you, kind of stalking you. His eyes just white with his black fluid kind of seeping down, like tears of pitch. The corners of his mouth, like this same black fluid is just kind of pouring out. He's staring directly at you, but through you, like his eyes are just blank.
So he's just staring at me, or is he moving towards me right now?
He's moving towards you in a very threatening manner.
Okay. Varis is obviously trying to think about how to proceed. I don't know if I want to rip them apart, obviously, but yeah, I think he would sort of, yeah, okay. I think he would take out just his revolver, right? He'd take out his revolver and then not even try to shoot it, because I don't think I want to try to injure these people that badly. He takes the back end of, he flips the gun around and uses the back end to just like pistol whip him backwards. So how would you want me to do that?
So
just roll it.
Yeah, roll an attack roll, and I'll say it's going to be a 1d6 damage straight up. Well, actually, with strength.
Okay, you got it. So 12 with 12 hit. Cool. So you just see, damn it all to hell, get back. And then he just sort of cracks him right across the jaw with this pistol, and it gets 5 points of bludgeoning damage straight to the jaw.
And you connect. You almost hear a crunch as it just smacks into this fella's jaw, and it moves back for a second, kind of like hits against the wall, and then just kind of stands up and begins to carry on. And what I need you to do is please make me a wisdom saving throw.
So that'll be a 12.
Okay. So next up on the list, the prisoners. The one dwarf who is in the same kind of state, looks just sheer, like in this kind of like a blinded, odd rage, runs up to you, Knuckles. His fists, his two ham hock fists, just ready to come in and just hit you. Thank you. First shot, he just whiffs it pretty hard. Second one connects, and he deals like 6 damage. He just comes across and just connects like right in the jaw. You see a young woman, BB. She's like beginning to twitch as well. She gets up and she goes up to try and just grab you. So what I need is you can make me an opposed strength check against her. So she goes up and tries to like just grab you by the throat and try and choke you.
Got a 19 on that.
Okay, then, she goes to grab you. You just manage to kind of put your hands into kind of this way that you've remembered from people, trying to attack before. You just put your hands up like this and just kind of knock her hands away. And then from there, the prisoner that you hit goes back and lunges towards you, Varis, and he kind of strikes you. Like kind of comes down, strikes you hard with his fists, and deals 2 points of damage as he kind of connects upon you. It is now BB's turn.
So after having moved this woman's arms away, BB is backing herself up to the wall because she doesn't want anyone to get her from behind. She looks quickly to Varis and says, "Now would be a good time to use your quill, pally boy." And she sees the woman still approaching closer and closer. She looks back to her and she whispers a few words underneath her breath, cursing her luck because she always seems to be in a bad situation in just a freaking dress. And then she opens her eyes. I don't mean her normal eyes. She opens her eyes and she can see the aura of everyone in the room. What she's seeing is every single moment that's happened in the past, and she focuses on specific ones. She focuses on moments they were hurt, moments where they were training to do something athletic maybe, or studying or something like that, basically focusing on moments of improvement that they went through. And from this information, it's a psychic ability, she is going to learn as a bonus action the hit points of these infected dudes, and if they have any vulnerabilities, immunities, or resistances of any sort. That's her bonus action. And I'll say what her action is after I get that info.
Sure, sounds good. So you are having a hard time to see any auras of any people in here. You notice, like, you can tell that, like, everything just seems kind of shades of gray. It doesn't seem like these bright auras of either like greens or yellows or reds, no rainbows. Everything just seems kind of gray. As far as like health, like, these people seem healthy but emaciated. They don't seem very, like, everything just seems very confusing inside this cell. And even looking to the cell across, like, where other individuals are just sitting, like, they don't even seem to be moving. They just seem to be just sitting, almost like they're locked in time. And same thing with them, is that you can still see, like, far distance, again, their auras just appear gray. It's all very, like, it just for some reason it just seems out of place. Now that's your bonus action, correct?
Correct.
Okay.
Knowing this and knowing that there's something that seems to be possessing these people, Baby is going to try and do something that she's very sure wasn't work. She mumbles under her breath, "Curse these damn curses." And then she's going to close her eyes again, her actual normal eyes, take in a deep breath, and imagine herself as the most beautiful, almost fairy tale version of herself that she possibly can. As she does so, she is pulling on the minds of everyone in here that's not her comrades, and she's trying to get their attention to focus on her and to see her as she's seeing herself. So if they're immune to being charmed, this just flat out won't work. But if they're not immune to being charmed, it's basically like a sleep spell, but instead of falling asleep, they're going to be charmed for 10 minutes. I got 26 HP for that.
Okay. So as you concentrate on this, and you try and reach out with this ability of yours, you seem it works for a second, and then it just seems to just fade. Like, you almost seem like you just want to grab a hold of them, but it seems like you seem like you're stretching too far into nothing. And if that is the end of your action, I'd like you to make a wisdom saving throw.
As she's making it, she's also yelling to Knuckles, "Protect me, big boy, I'm fucking useless here." And I got a 9 on the saving throw. 8, excuse me.
Okay. So, Knuckles, you are now up.
He takes the hit on his jaw, wipes the blood off his lip, looks back at the dwarf beneath him, cracks his neck, raises fists, just says, "I'm going to enjoy this," and then punches straight down at this guy, straight onto his nose. Let's see. Oh, that is a total of 13? Is that hit?
That hits.
Killing him. So
Punches his head off.
Fists do 1 damage plus strength, is that right?
Yes. Yeah, fist will do 1 damage plus strength. Generally,
Okay, so
it does only
takes
1
4
damage.
Yeah. I don't know. If you want to add strength, that's fine.
Sure. Yeah, let's do it.
Yeah, it takes 4 damage.
Okay, and as you just collapse in, you can feel the cartilage and the bone in the nose just kind of, as it just pops in, snapping the head back. You like just kind of like a trail of blood just kind of spatters up and just kind of flecks off, making this strange looking pattern across the wall. And the dwarf, it's normally its fists are up in kind of a boxer stance, kind of drops it for a second. I need you to make me a wisdom saving throw.
That is a 14.
Okay, I will write you a message. Well, that didn't work. But needless to say, metagaming aside, note to all of you watching at home, as it turns out, when you write a whisper, just make sure you write it right. But at any rate, so we'll go back up to the top of the round with Varis.
All right. So Varis sees this, all of this going on, and I imagine that the one who's still slumped over, or who just got back up against the wall, he sees the 3, and he looks to what can I do to slow the momentum? What can I do to just stop them from trying to harass us and get in our way? And you see him reach behind his back, and he grabs out his bow. He grabs out a bow, and he just sort of notches it and puts an arrow where it's supposed to be. And he's going to aim for he's going to aim for either the foot or a shoulder or something, to where he can pretty much pin them against the wall so that they stop their momentum. Okay. So I'm going to try to... Oh, boy. That's going to be 13?
13 will hit.
13 will hit, okay.
Because they don't have armor. They're just wearing clothing. So to hit them it's not terribly difficult.
Okay, so yeah. He's, like I said, I'm trying to just pin them, but I imagine that the one that gets up from the wall that I cracked in the jaw, he just lines it up. Go protect me. And he just sort of launches it, and it slams into this dude's shoulder as he then gets pinned up against this wall with this arrow now notched in his shoulder. And he takes 7 points of damage as I aim for anything non-vital, but try to keep him at bay.
Okay. So that being the end of your action, I need you to make me a wisdom saving throw as well. Okay. So the prisoners, the dwarf looks to you, Knuckles, and goes back and tries to hit you once again, but oh no! Again, he hits, but it seems a lot softer, and it just taps against your armor. It doesn't really like hit you. The woman BB comes up to try and punch you, and that'll be a 14 to hit. And she hits you for 3 points of damage as she kind of brings that like right hook across your jaw. And Varis, you watch as this student pinned to the wall begins to pull and begins to actually pull the arrow through his shoulder as he's trying to move, and just kind of inching the arrow out as he's just not stopping to carry on going back to hitting you. BB, you are now up.
The moment BB gets punched in the face, essentially, the calm, collected BB goes flying out the window, and she returns to the street BB that she used to be before she joined the military. She calls this woman, quite frankly, "You bitch," and then she's going to jump on her and just try to wail her in the face with her cast, because a cast is harder than her hand, and if it breaks, there's a gun behind it, and she can beat her with that too. So we're going to make a roll with that, and that's going to be horrible because it misses with a 3 on the dice. So Street BB is too angry, and she just, you can describe how she misses or how this student dodges or whatever.
As you go running to like basically just take her right out, you go running up. This woman kind of gets pushed by Knuckles as the dwarf kind of goes to like hit him, and it kind of creates a domino effect that kind of bumps the woman just out of the way as you go running up, and then just stop yourself and realize that it was just out of the way, and you kind of turn and look, and as you do, I need you to make me a wisdom saving throw, please.
All right. BB is also making a mental note to cuss out Knuckles later, and she has a 22 on the wisdom save.
Okay, you hear the same thing that I was trying desperately to make it all quiet and cool and failed miserably at. And it seems to be a whisper, just a whisper, and it's like you're hearing it, but you're hearing it and it's also in your mind as well. And then finally we come to Knuckles. Knuckles, as this dwarf makes a very feeble attempt to hit against your hard armor, what do you plan on doing?
Seeing that BB is sort of taken a punch, he's going to try and shove this dwarf out of the way and go grapple the woman that hit him, sort of subdue her.
Cool. Okay, so as you so when shoving the dwarf out of the way, make me an opposed. We'll make an opposed strength check.
Sure. Oh, that is a 15.
It's okay. Beats this nat one. So
nice.
you not only do you push him, but the dwarf like stumbles back and kind of falls. So he's good several feet away from you. And as you turn to grab the young woman, she manages, you go to grab her, and she manages, actually, unless you want to make me another strength saving throw to try and grapple this.
That was only a 12.
Okay, yeah, she manages to kind of slip and kind of move out of your way. She seems to be very very quick on her feet.
I
And
describe her as a slippery bugger.
well, that's just plain rude. So I need you to make me a wisdom saving throw.
Can indeed. That is a 19 on the die, so 19 total.
So again, as you finally hear, "Wake up!" Suddenly the three of you just your vision goes cloudy and everything just seems to go like just gray and then black, and then as you open your eyes you find yourselves not in the same cell that you had gone into. You wake up and you appear to be what looks to be in a large holding kind of a holding jail. The students, a lot of the students have their faces pressed against their cells, and they're kind of looking at the three of you as you're laid out. Knuckles, the dwarf, is above you. "Come on, lad. Come on. Wake up, lad. Wake up, lad. Are you all right? Come on." And Varis, you see that the young woman that was attacking BB, is also kind of like lightly tapping your cheek. And the young man that was attacking Varis, BB, you find is kind of gently trying to nudge you awake as the three of you open your eyes.
Knuckles will just reach up and grab his collar, baring his teeth, growling angrily. But no words come from his mouth. He's just startled and in sort of an animalistic instinct right now.
BB blinks a couple times and she sees this young man above her, and then she hears that growling. She kind of puts two and two together, but that doesn't erase the fact that she wants to still cuss out Knuckles for what he did in this dream they were in anyway. But hearing the growling, she kind of palms the young man in the face and moves him to the side without saying anything. And she just says as she sits up, "Knuckles, what are you doing? Listen, stop it, stop it!" And she's going to basically smack you in your dragon snout.
He releases the dwarf somewhat reluctantly. All right, baby. I still owe these dwarfs something though. But I guess now it's not the time.
Pally boy, you alive over there?
Yes. I don't know what happened. I didn't almost. He looks to the boy across. I didn't almost kill you, did I? If so, I'm sorry. I want to apologize in advance.
No. It's okay. I see you got the mark. And to the other two of you, you notice that a black lipstick mark is still on his cheek. It's one of the keepers. Her name is Dahlia. She's powerful. She's apparently one of the only ones of her kind that the Enclave allows, but I guess her chosen divine is, some god of magic or something. Yeah, she's dangerous, very dangerous, and I'm pretty sure she's pretty unstable. You guys were brought in here like an hour ago. You guys were passed out, and well, unfortunately, we could see that you guys started getting attacked in your sleep, or whatever it is that she cast on you. So we tried to wake you up, and you guys can still feel the pain, like of the punching of the, getting hit in the jaw, getting smacked, scratched up. A lot of them are superficial injuries, but some of them were like good hits. You're not dead, and you didn't attack us, and we all really appreciate that. Unfortunately, we're in a bit of a situation. We're currently in a warehouse by the port. There's a ship that's supposed to be coming in to take us to Neverhope. There's a guard out there, so just keep your voice down. But it would be real nice if you can get us out of here. We got to go back and see Trela. I mean, it was a kind of a panic, but hopefully you can help.
BB rolls her eyes at the fact that there's a ship coming to take us back to Neverhope. And she just looks to Knuckles and Pally Boy, and she says, well, do we want to do this the way y'all have been doing it, and we just be violent and stupid and get thrown in cells, even though that was part of the plan? I still think it was a bad plan, or we can let BB go back to making these smart plans that don't have us thrown in cells and kissed by unfamiliar women. And she looks at Varis when she says that.
First off, it was not my intention for her to kiss me. That just... He looks and he wipes off the black makeup, like the black lipstick. You should actually consider using that in part of your whatever that is.
Did you just tell me to consider using another
I'm just
makeup?
saying, like if it works, don't break it.
Stop talking. No, Patty Boy, stop talking. That's enough of that. No, I don't want a rebuttal. I don't want an excuse. Just stop talking.
Look, you're here now, and what makes this a good thing is that you'll keep me in check and keep me in line, and I won't make the stupid decisions that I've already made before. So, as much as it pains me to do this, BB, what would you like us to do? Please.
Well, and she flips her hair when you ask her that. Clearly, she's smiling this big shit-eating grin, very satisfied that she's been given the power here again. And she she leans against the wall, and she looks at Knuckles and she says, Knuckles, how's your breath doing?
Oh, haven't eaten in a while. It doesn't smell that bad.
No, not Knuckles. I'm going to ask you the question again, and you're not going to give me a stupid answer like we've been giving each other the last few weeks. So, Knuckles, how is your... Well, what color are you again, Knuckles?
Brass?
Your brass breath? I don't know how Dragonborns work, to be honest, sweetie.
He looks at you and opens up his mouth, and it sort of glows orange from the back of his throat, and you can see it, the flame building. He lets it subside again and closes his mouth.
All right. That's our ace in the hole in case what I do doesn't work. Now, Jorf, Miss Bitch, and young man over there, are any of you three able to cast any magic right now?
Well, no. I mean, we didn't. One student tried, and he was shot. And the rest of us are just too frightened to do much anything else. We don't have anything with us. And even the three of you notice now that your weapons, with the exception of your cast, your weapons are gone. As you kind of look around now, you can see other people in cells. You see what looks to be kind of a hanging, or not, like it's kind of a little box mounted on the wall. Seems to be a selection of keys in there. You also see what looks to be a large footlocker at the bottom of that box of keys. You see many cells going down. Seems to be about a good 6 or 7 cells per side. There is a window. There's a few windows to the actual cells themselves, and you begin now to smell that salty tang of ocean air. As you guys are talking, though, you do hear something coming down from the left, like far down. Shut up back there. Don't worry. You'll be going to your new home soon enough. And then you just hear the sound of a page kind of being turned.
BB screams out, "Come make me then."
Piss off. And, he's just you just hear nothing else.
Why do they always make it so difficult?
Varis like gives her a glare. Why do you incite people to want to punch you in the face? Like, I don't understand. I don't understand.
No. I don't want to hear you criticizing me after what you did. Okay, no criticisms, none. And she goes to the cell door and she puts her face against it. Can she see the guard at the very end of this hallway?
You can just barely make him out. He's sitting right now. He's just sitting on a chair by like what looks to be like a small little round table. He seems to be reading a book. There's like a plate with some food beside it. He's got a key ring hanging off his belt, and he's got kind of like leaned up against another chair. You see a shotgun. And you're muted.
I was doing some math because I was pre-rolling something. She looks at this guy and she closes her eyes and she takes in a deep breath. She's focusing on him mentally, and she can see all the things that made him angry in his life. And she takes those slings and she flips them. And these angers become joyous moments, become ecstatic moments. And she reroutes them all to her. He's seen her face in the news and the newspapers. He's seen her performances now, stuff like that. I'm doing that same trick I did earlier. So if he has less than 23 hit points, which I'm really hoping he does, he would be charmed by her for 10 minutes.
And he does. He puts down his book for a second, and you hear him. Wait a minute. I've heard your voice before, haven't I?
Oh, you must certainly have, baby. Just come down here real quick. I want to see you.
Yeah. And he kind of gets up, stands up, he begins walking down. Oh, right, you're
the butterfly, baby, the butterfly.
Yeah, you know how you dance and you sing.
I do. I dance and I sing. I'm good at it. Actually, have you ever seen one of my shows before, sweetie?
Oh, maybe. I think I might have been in New Belle once or twice.
Oh, sweetie, you're missing out. I'll tell you what. Come here real quick. Come closer.
Oh, all right. And he just walks right up to the bars, like basically his face is like kind of pressed up against both bars.
She kisses both of her fingers and she puts them to his lips and she says, if you let me out for just 5 minutes, sweetie, I will give you a personal performance I've never given anyone else. And she pulls back the fingers and winks at him.
Well, all right then. And he reaches for his keys and he fiddles with them for a second. And he opens up the one cell.
And are we all in separate cells, or it's the 6 of us in this one cell?
Three of you. Well, there's 3 of you in one cell, and then there's a whole bunch of students, all like in groups of like 5 and 4, all in other cells.
Now, to do this, I'm gonna need a prop, baby. So if you could just let me see those real quick. And she hands out her hand for the keys.
Oh, right. And he places the keys in your hand.
All right. So she's going to walk past him, turn to everyone else. She says, now, these are my performers. They help me perform. You know, one girl's good in everything, but just step inside for me. You're muted.
Dang it. All right then. And now he's going into the cell that you're basically like with everyone else. Now you're muted.
And you 5 step out.
And the students kind of like rush out and just kind of look very anxiously.
And she looks actually Varis dead in the eye. And she doesn't say anything. She tucks a bit of hair behind her ear and just watches him as he walks out, just coy as fuck. And once everyone is out, she's just going to shut the cell door, look to him and say, now give me a few minutes and I'll be right back, okay?
All right then, I'll be waiting. And he kind of pulls up what looks to be a stool and just kind of sits down with like his hands on his knees and just smiling and just kind of looking dead ahead.
She hands the keys to Varis. Get the stuff. Get everybody else out. We got to do a prison revolt real fast.
Not a word, BB. Not a word. When we get out of here, if you somewhat think about mentioning this to me, yeah, it's not going to be good. So don't.
BB just starts whistling as she watches as hopefully Varis goes around basically unlocking people from their cells and getting their equipment and all that stuff.
He does. He's straight up BB's bitch right now. It's just you son of a bitch.
Probably for the best. So as you open up the footlocker, you see now your kit, your weapons, other such things. The keys that open, like the key locker that opens up, you notice that there are separate keys as well, and they appear to be, each one is numbered, which corresponds to a number on the cell. As you go in, as you unlock everyone, the whole thing takes about 5 minutes, 6 minutes. You know now, BB, at this point, probably you've got about 2 minutes left before that individual kind of wakes up from his stupor.
She's going to look to Knuckles and say, "So, big scale. We got a bit of a problem. We have 2 minutes. In 2 minutes, he's going to start screaming for help. Knuckles, I would like for you to put him in a situation where he cannot scream for help. Don't kill him, but I mean, you're big and you got teeth and you can, I don't know, strangle. I mean, we got all these things, strangle him, knock him out, just, you know, Knuckles." And she gives him the key to unlock the door and do what Knuckles does best.
He was standing there sort of cradling his Tommy gun though. He's got it back. He sets it down and takes the keys. I'm starting to like you more and more every day, BB. And he walks back down the down into the cell where we began and opens it up. You see his tail sort of flick through and it closes behind him. And you guys probably just hear a bunch of just thudding as he just wails on this guy's head until he just gets put into unconsciousness.
So now here's a question I do have to ask outside of game there for you, Marquise. The charmed aspect, as soon as that individual gets injured, that drops, doesn't it?
It specifies on the ability, because certain ones do it, certain ones don't. And this specific one, I'm double checking right now, but it does not.
Oh, okay. Okay. So then, I'll tell you what, give me one good strength roll.
Mm-hmm.
One good attack roll.
One good attack roll.
Yeah. One good one. Make it count.
Boy. Oh boy. Okay, that is a total of 20. Not natural.
All right. Nice. I'm not even gonna get you to roll damage because what I was hoping for was basically a strength check of 20. You clock him once in the jaw, and this haymaker you bring about, you just see his whole jaw just kind of shoot to one side, and you just hit it at the sweet spot, right at that point where you get it. You get it once, and it's like the lights just go out. He just collapses in a heap on the ground.
Yeah, and everyone would see the door open again, the jangle of keys, and Knuckles would come out, sort of swirling the keys on his finger as he walks down the corridor, handing the keys back to BB.
You're a beautiful dragon, aren't you, Knuckles? And she stands up and she looks at Varis again. She gets to her tippy toes and she kisses Knuckles on the cheek, making sure to leave just a faintest sign of lipstick on the cheek. And she goes down and she says, "Well, Varis, I guess it's your show now. Lead us out of here, Pally boy."
It's kind of hard to follow an encore like that. Very well. And he just sort of you see him just go through the motions real quick. Revolver, rifle, bow, everything that he needs to to get in to leader mode, and he looks at all of the new recruits, and he sort of treats them as recruits. Ladies, gentlemen, we don't have a lot of time, but yeah, really quickly, Mike, Marquise made a good point. In the foot lockers and stuff, is there enough stuff in there that we could like weaponize our little skeleton crew of?
No, you find your kit,
Our kits
in there, but the students didn't have any weapons with them when they were brought there because they're just students.
Gotcha.
So yeah, they just as they were imprisoned.
Okay. Then he'll say this: we don't have much time. You will probably face a number of things which you have not had to deal with yet. We will be your front line. If at all you get into any danger, you are to do something about it. I am not your babysitter. I am not your protector. You are to do something about it yourself. We will protect you as much as we can, but we are only 3. Our job is to get you out of here, and I shall do so as I can. But I want to know that you will be here as well.
And they nod their heads. Some of them appear very frightened. Some of them are kind of consoling each other, kind of getting them bolstered up. And that definitely helps, what you said. So as you guys are in this kind of like one small, it looks to be like an old converted dockyard kind of warehouse where goods used to be stored, and now is turned into some kind of a prison. You can see now the wooden door which is held. The whole thing seems to be stone all around. There are no windows. Well, there's one window that leads out to the front door. You see that there's a few other kind of dockyard buildings. You see a couple of like larger cranes for loading ships. You do see one like what looks to be like a car that's just kind of sitting out in the distance a bit, and that's what you see out of that window. Other than that, you just see the front wooden door, which looks to be quite old.
I would like to invite the beautiful and bold Dragonborn to be the first out of the wooden door.
As you wish. He's gonna is a handle on this door? Just open it up.
Yeah, just seems
Swing
to be
it
a
wide
basic.
open.
Just seems to be a basic latch, like just like kind of like a hand, like not a knob, but just like a handle that seems to just kind of slide the action.
With his Tommy gun raised up in one arm, he's just gonna swing open the door and see what's inside.
Cool. Make me a dexterity saving throw.
Oh, excellent. Hold on. A 4.
All right.
Fantastic.
So as you kind of open it up, you see from the distance, a couple of guards that were actually walking back towards the building itself. A woman and a man. The woman like stops and raises a rifle and fires. You take 16 points of piercing damage as a rifle just snaps up and just snaps and fires.
Ow.
Yeah, I mean that's a decent reaction.
Yeah, he takes the shot in the shoulder, but it forces his hand back down. So it means the Tommy gun is ready to fire, and he wants to fire back with a is that burst? Is that right?
That's correct. Yeah, a burst. So everyone needs to make a dexterity saving throw.
Yeah, he's just gonna squeeze the trigger as much as he can.
Okay.
I don't know what's the DC calculated by.
Memory serves me correctly. I believe the DC is 15.
15, yeah.
They both fail. So,
2d8?
yeah, it'll be 2d8, and please mark off 10 rounds from your clip.
Yep. How much is in a? Because I'm
30.
30. Okay. Okay. I rolled really high. They take 15. I rolled an 8 and a 7 plus.
Your dex.
Plus. So total is 17.
Cool. One of them, as you just kind of spray out, one of them it falls back. The woman gets hit, who shot you, gets hit straight in the chest, kind of pitches over, falls, and hits the ground. The other one gets hit, but begins to kind of run back behind the car. So what I need you to do is we're going to roll initiative because you're going to be fighting your way out of this one. You're muted. All right, so Knuckles, you react incredibly quick. Your adrenaline is just on point as you see him duck behind this vehicle, kind of trailing blood behind him. He's you kind of hear, like, you see the car even move as his back slams against it. What would you like to do?
Is there any immediate cover in my close proximity?
No, it seems to be everything seems to be fairly open at the moment, and the car seems to be a good, both the car and the individual seem to be about 50 feet away from you.
Covering fire it is then. He's gonna let loose another just burst and start running toward towards them. I guess that's the only direction I can go. And just let everyone get out of the door behind me as I just burst forward. So right, another dex check from them and another 10 ammo used. Okay. Does the guy behind the car get any bonuses, I imagine?
Oh, he sure does.
Yeah. All right.
Yeah, so he definitely makes it. You see the round just peppering and going through the door, through one of the wheels. Actually, just explodes. The air going down as it begins to sink down. The wooden spokes, a few of them just shattering, sending splinters everywhere. Several of the rear passenger window just shatters off, as well as the front passenger window, and even into the side skirts, and even into a couple of areas where the engine is. But the individual still seems to be kind of locked in. Varis, you are now up.
Varis, seeing this spray and pray tactic from his brethren Knuckles, he just sort of gets behind Knuckles, and right over the edge of the shoulder, he pulls this rifle out, right? All right, you. Stay steady, you brute. I won't be able to do this very easy. And he gets the rifle that he has, mounted up on the shoulder, and then just sort of aims for that particular shooter. Or is there anybody else other than him? Is it just those two that were there in the middle?
Yes.
Okay.
Other than that, everything seems to be
quiet. Okay, so I'm gonna try and shoot for this particular gentleman. But before I do that, you see him lay a hand on both Knuckles and BB's shoulders. May we fight to protect, keep them safe, and keep them grounded. Never lose your footing. And I'm going to be casting Bless on both of them, which is going to give you guys an additional 1d4 to any attack or saving throw going forward for the remainder of this encounter. So yeah, let's mount up and try to hail. Let's see. Oh, okay, that's not bad. Oh, hey, Mike, what was the attack bonus for that rifle? I forget.
So it's a +1 rifle. So you add add your dex, add the +1 proficiency.
Okay. Okay, so it's going to be then. Okay. 15. 21 to hit. So
you just make it with the bonus. Yeah. With the bonus for cover, you literally just made it.
All right. So here's how I'll describe that then. I imagine it's just like he is steady. And even though the rattling hands of like Knuckles are just going, he's like, he takes a deep breath in, holds it, and fires, and the shot just rings out and connects.
Actually, here's actually how I'm going to put it, because I don't even want you don't even have to roll for damage, because trust me, you killed the dude, especially with 2d10. As the round, it's like that new game, that new video game Sniper. You know, it's the bullet cam, right? You just see the round go through, and as it goes through, you think you're aiming for his hand because you can just see it underneath the side skirt of the car. But as the round goes down, it kind of dips a little low. It actually ricochets off the ground underneath the vehicle, comes up and embeds itself into the back of his spine. Instantly, the lights go out in his eyes, and he slumps, and you just hear the sound of plate and that just hitting the ground, and blood begins to pool out from underneath the vehicle. You are now out of combat for the time being.
What's the reaction of the students?
Many of them are scared. Many of them are kind of like right now they're again behind you guys, and they're just kind of huddling because they don't know what is going on.
Could BB? Okay, so what BB's going to do is she's going to, after watching this go down, she's going to close her eyes, take a deep breath, and understand the fact that her two friends don't seem to realize that a handful of students just watched two police essentially get obliterated by a hail of bullets and then snipes from behind the car. So knowing that their mental state is going to be less than positive, she is going to move in front of the students. Look at me, look at me, look at me. Keep your eyes on the pretty girl with the nice makeup. Yes, look at me. My name is BB. You might not know me. You might have seen me perform once. I don't care. Look at me, not at that. Listen, listen. It's okay. We're going to get you to safety. Come on, come on. Yes, you with the pretty face. Come on. You too, little dwarf man. I like your beard. It's nice, but keep focusing on me and let's go.
Okay. And they all start getting up, and some of them, bolstered by what you say, start helping them up and kind of giving them hands and whatnot. And everyone's kind of just huddled together, and Some people are nodding their heads. Some people still appear really frightened. And the others are kind of, helping each other out, trying to, get out. As they begin to file out of the warehouse, you see now where you are essentially at the port. You see the docks. You see a few ships in the distance, some coming towards, some going away from. You see a few larger outbuildings. Everything again seems to be just really, really quiet. Doesn't seem to be much people around. As you begin to kind of make your way out, there seems to be kind of a relative peace right now. Now, is there a specific place that you guys are wanting to go, or any way that? Actually, I'm going to go back and double check my map here.
Discuss it in character for a sec. Is that possible?
Sure.
Or
Yes, of course, of course.
BB would look to Varis, and she would look to Knuckles, and then she would look to the dwarf. She says to the dwarf, "You're now the spokesperson for all these students," and she beckons him to come to the little powwow she's trying to get with the other two.
All right, let's go. And he follows you up.
All right. Listen, 2 things we need to talk about. 1, we've been killing too many damn people. This isn't new, Belle. There's not enough corruption here to be hiding a bunch of dead bodies, and everyone thinks we're mass serial killers anyway. 2, we need to figure out a way to get these people into the city and to get them hidden and then to get them smuggled out of the city. So, ideas. For both 1 and 2. So, for killing people and getting them out.
I'm sorry that our first instinct is to protect people.
I understand,
that
Pally Boy.
comes with the thought of death.
Listen, we just got out of a war. You don't need to tell me, Pally Boy. Or my first instinct is to shoot them in the head too, but we can't go with our instincts to shoot everyone in the head.
I'm sorry. That was my fault. I shouldn't have had us shoot.
Yes. Well, they shot first, so I mean, Knuckles, you're impulsive. You're a dragon. It happens.
And he pats Knuckles on the shoulder. It's okay, boy. It's fine. Don't worry.
And she's going to scratch him behind his spines.
Look, do keep in mind that one of the biggest problems of the Enclave, what people have issue with, is it's not because of what they do. It's most of them are quite corrupt. Mm-hmm. See, the problem is that many individuals think that they're just trying to do good, but just remember that they're still just people like you and I. So whether or not they do it for money or power or anything like that, they're definitely no friends of the arcane. There's no friends of ours. I will say though that there's a chance. Sorry.
As far as smuggling them out, and he looks to the dwarf as he's speaking. Do you know anywhere that might be the most efficient to get? And he looks back and he sees how many people that they have to really smuggle and move. How we can get this many people to safety without more gunfire.
Aye. Well, what we can do is, I know a couple of people down in Maze Alley, just right across the road. They're not exactly the most honest folk, but they could probably get us at least in a place where we can get a bit more safety. So we could do that. I could take him to Maze Alley, and then we can make our way back to the Collegium. But, well...
Back to the Collegium. The Collegium that's no bueno, little dwarf friend. That's a dangerous place to be going to.
Oh. All right, well, that's okay. For Maze Alley, we can make our own way. We'll link back up with Trela and see what happens from there, and we can do our best to try and get something started. Thank you for saving us. You don't know what it means.
Before you leave, what is your name, little joy friend?
Oh, Thrawn.
Okay, Thrawn. 3 things I need you to do for me before we go our separate ways here, okay?
Hi.
1, us 3, you never saw us.
Don't even know who I'm talking to now.
Right? Good. Second thing, all right? If I don't know how to say it. It's simple like this. Do you plan to stay in the city?
I mean, we were thinking about it. It's our home, and we can't just leave. Although I know a few of the young lads have been talking about going down to Eastwood, joining up with there's a group of individuals who are fighting to keep magic around. They're seen as a terrorist group. But we were thinking about going there, or maybe even Royal Crossroads, or it depends.
All right. The point I'm trying to get to is, where are you getting the funds for this? Because we need money, to be frank. Not for saving you, but we need money in order to get out of this.
Right. No, I get it. Well, I mean, I know Lord Oakheart is no friend of the Enclave. At least that's what the rumors say. Maybe you can, try and talk to him. He's got lots of money.
She rolls her eyes at that because it's already underway. She says, okay, so third thing, final thing, I promise. I need you to do me a big favor. I need you to find, if you can, if you go to any hotels, or if you, I don't know, it's stupid to ask. You're not going to be going to a theater right now. But just if you see people, and people are like, these 3 criminals on the loose, tell them that Bibi, the butterfly of New Bell, that Miss Baptiste is not a bad woman, and she's still a good performer, and that her reputation should not be dragged through the mud like it is right now. Okay?
I'll be perfectly honest, lass. The fact that you saved us, I think your reputation will be going up. But at least around Honor Bay. You'll have friends here. We'll make sure of it.
Thank you, Thon. And she kind of scratches his beard, and she lets him go on.
And he smiles and turns around and goes to the rest of the students, and you hear him kind of pointing, and he's talking and kind of animatedly, and everyone kind of begins to kind of slink down and kind of move towards the huge maze of slums near the docks where you guys had first gone to.
So we need to find Gideon because his life is in danger.
I would agree with that.
That involves going back to the old temple.
Well, yes and no. We can make things easier for Gideon, or do we just want to go break in after him?
Breaking in is suicide.
There you go.
Perhaps I can
Now,
make some noise.
Do you know if this Dahlia girl is going to be there, Knuckles, whatsoever, at all? Maybe, perhaps?
Probably.
I'd imagine so. She was right outside of the old temple when we were going up towards it. She spotted me there, and then that's when this whole... I don't want to curse, but you can imagine that this... and he grunts, and he's like, this shit show got underway.
Ooh, Pally boy, I like this new language. But before I talk more about how much I like it, we need to kill the Dahlia. This Dahlia, whatever we want to call her. Or kidnap her. That works too. But we need to take her out of the equation because the way I see it, other than old asshole who was chasing us off of Neverhope and who killed that man who was helping us, this is our next biggest threat.
taking care of her involves killing her, right? You didn't want us to do that. Think of any other way to stop her?
If we can knock her out and pull her off to the side, I can do lots of things to stop her. I've learned many fun things in the war. But that being said, she's very strong from what we've seen because the magic she put on us was one hell of a doozy. And she has a lot of armed guardsmen around her at all times because she is someone of very high ranking.
Well, in any rate, regardless, by now, whatever spell Gideon put on himself is gone.
Mm-hmm.
Probably.
Mm-hmm.
And our luck getting there, he'll already have been spotted, and we'll have to break him out.
Maybe. Or he casts again, don't realize he's casting the spell again. Is deep powerful trying to find the physical evidence that we seem to be looking for.
All right.
And D or E or whatever letter we're on, and that's you somehow magically learn to use that super powerful weapon that's sealed into your arm.
I'm afraid not. That was the low tier of possible things for me to learn. However, I learned what it does, but I don't.
Mm-hmm.
This qualifies as a usable situation, considering this is a universe-altering sort of a spell.
Well, if you want to do things the hard way, Pally Boy, we can do things the hard way. And we have two options then. We can sneak to the temple and try and finesse our way in, or we could die, I guess, trying to bust our way in. As Knuckles said, it would be suicide.
We can't go on without our brethren. I agree with that. So, Knuckles, way in here. I feel like I'm talking to a brick wall.
You usually say that about me. Let's see. Scratches at the side of his head. Perhaps if I make enough noise, draw out the paladins, you sneak in, get Gideon, get the thing that Lord was after. If we can. But
well, if Gideon was any good, he's already got that. Now the only question is if we can actually get in there to rescue him and bring him out.
Can you drive, Knuckles or Varis? Can either one of you drive?
I don't think so.
Okay. I guess I go ahead.
He sighs. He puts his fingers to the bridge of his nose. I've had some minor experience in driving before.
Sweetie, Pally Boy, it's a yes or no question. Can you drive or can you
yes.
Okay.
Yes, woman. Yes.
It's simple, all right? You drive. Knuckles shoots as you drive. Everyone freaks out. They chase after you guys. I then go in and I rescue our little, I don't know what to call it anymore. I go and I rescue Mr. Sigil. So yes, you guys drive by the temple. I then go in, maybe kill the Dahlia, and then get Sigil out.
This is a very risky situation. You understand that?
It's risky no matter what we do, Pally Boy.
You're going to be by yourself, and you're not Scaleface here, and you're not me. Do you understand?
I'm not you. Listen, a girl has a lot of secrets up her dress, you know? Okay, that sounds more lewd than I intended. I have a lot of secrets in my purse that I can pull out as needed.
I'm not even going to comment on that. You,
Pally boy, my chastity will be saint and beautiful. Trust me. Nothing that breaks the ordinary.
yes, and the moment they see that gun, they're going to blow your face off. So,
It's in a cast. As long as the cast doesn't come off, we're good. And the gun's evil and likes to shoot things anyway. So really, it's like my own personal Knuckles.
Right. Okay, well, I tell you what, we'll be outside waiting for you.
Doing the drive-by.
Doing the drive-by, whatever. I just, oh God, I can only see this going so terribly wrong. So terribly wrong. But you know what?
Mm-hmm.
It's about time you lead. So, you know what? Go ahead. Get us all killed. I don't care. I've come to the determination that as much as I would like, you have more sense of leadership than I do. So go ahead.
Oh, Pally boy. I know you done fucked up, but you don't have to kiss me that well. And she kind of like rubs her hand through your hair. Well, then we need to go steal a car because our car was shot up by Knuckles.
Just looks away, like, I didn't do that.
So what we came up with, Mike, while you were gone, is Chad's going to drive, Knuckles is going to shoot, and they're going to drive by the temple, and I'm going to sneak in during the chaos.
Interesting.
Yes.
We are going to drive by shooting the temple. Like, let's. So the people who do not want to be described as wonton criminals are going to drive by wonton, shoot up this old temple of paladins, and then hope that when we get Gideon out, that everybody's going to go, oh, that was completely and utterly not at all criminal activity.
BB has proficiency with disguise kits. She would like to make masks for them to wear, so that way reputations are saved, and we just say it's gang violence on the Enclave, or that terrorist organization we just conveniently learned about.
All right.
He's
Okay.
like, this was not in any of my notes, but damn, why not?
All right. Let's. All right. So if you guys, that's what you guys want to do. As you guys look around the rest of the buildings, you do see a kind of like a large fence, large chain link fence on the other side. You do see a few cars parked. There's a couple vehicles like just driving by lazily. It's a very, very relaxed. There's a just kind of a general like kind of Sunday afternoon, people driving around kind of a thing. Other people are just walking. And you see the open gate, the kind of like open sliding gate that is there. It's just, opened up for anyone. There's no guard there at all, clearly, because that was probably one of the people that you just iced. So other than that, that's basically what you see right now.
You two don't know how to steal a car, do you?
Not in the slightest.
I might know the basics.
Oh, Knuckles, I have so much to teach you about what it's like to live in a human world. All right, come with me, and she's going to walk to one of the parked cars you said were on the street. When she gets there, she's going to... I'm not really sure how 1920s cars work, to be honest. So it's like the door is locked. Is that how it works, or?
The door appears, just appears to be, seems to have like a kind of a lock. The window's actually half down. Anyway, it just seems to be, it seems to be the kind of place where not a lot of vehicles get stolen or go missing.
BB has slender arms, so could she slide her arm through the half down window and just unlock the door?
Yeah, make me a dexterity check.
All right, got a natural 20.
Boom. So you're just able to, kind of just twist your hand in and boop, just kind of like unhook a little latch, and the whole thing just opens up. No problem at all.
And assuming the cars need keys in 1920s, which I think is the case because I don't know 1920s cars that well, she is going to start investigating to see if the keys were left in here.
Cool. Investigate away.
All right. Okay, that is horrible. She does not find the keys. It is below 10.
Yep, not even gonna bother. You don't seem to find any keys. You kind of lift. You go in, you see, because there's paneling. And you check all the different crevices where a key would be. You check underneath the vehicle. You check underneath the seat. You don't seem to find anything. You do notice that like the key is basically it's not like at the steering wheel as most modern vehicles. It's like directly ahead. In the center of the whole like dash itself. You notice that what you'd have to do is you'd have to find some way of being able to pick it and then possibly start it.
BB looks back to Knuckles. You used to be a little badass back on the street before the army, right?
Yeah.
And there's a fence right there, right? A nice steel, wire fence. Yes?
I see where you're going. Right.
So go ahead and make some lockpicks, baby.
Yeah, he's gonna go to the fence and sort of realize he doesn't actually have anything to cut it with.
He throws you a dagger and hopes that's good enough.
We can dream. He grabs the dagger and starts just like trying to saw away at this thing. Was this thing a magic dagger or just a normal one?
Just a normal dagger.
Oh jeez.
Make a strength check with disadvantage.
Sure. That's my second D20. Okay, yeah, that's a 5.
Yeah, you try sawing away, and the only thing you seem to be doing is taking the edge off of one side of the dagger as you're just sawing away. Like this is a very tight, like thin steel chain link fence, and you first try it like sawing, like cutting like a steak. Then you try like hacking away at it, and other than cutting your own ego up, you seem to be.
Well, he changed his tact. Puts his fingers into the fence, like on the side where the a gate would be attached, and just starts ripping it off, hoping just to pull it free and sort of reveal some fibers that he can just tear apart the actual fence itself using his strength. Is it welded together or just woven?
It's like woven, like a typical chain link fence. It's all curled around each other, all the different pieces. So it's curled around tight, wrapped around, and then just carries on to another fence line.
It'll make the people driving by very confused. There's just some angry big guy ripping down a fence with his bare hands, or trying to anyway.
All right, make a strength check.
Oh boy, right. Hey, 17.
All right. As you begin pulling some of the bands that are twisted together begin to pull and snap off, and you begin to get a little piece of the fence line. As you're doing that, a car pulls up beside the car that you're in now, BB. You see it's actually a rather nice vehicle, very very like a large vehicle. You see 3 people get out, each one having revolvers at their sides. They stand with their arms crossed. One of them opens up the rear door and looks at you. Gather your friends and get in.
Well, that's worked a lot easier than I expected. Knuckles, sweetie, come on. And she stands up and she looks at these 3 men. I'm assuming you guys aren't police, Enclave keepers, soldiers.
Get in.
Ooh, spicy attitude. I like it. She's going to wink at him and then just get into the car.
And how about the other two of you?
I mean, are these guys wearing any like kind of discernible uniform, or just
They're
The
just
gangsters.
they're just in black
Suited up.
suits. Like
Yeah.
they're just basically in suits, but they seem to be wearing like what looks to be like a leather, like kind of leather dusters.
Sure? He just stops tearing apart the fence. Cradles his Tommy gun, making sure it's on show, and then gets in the back next to BB.
Varis is the last to get in, and there's a moment where he looks to BB inside the car,
She
and
winks
then
back.
looks to the three of them, like glares at them, like keeping an eye on all three, making sure to like recognize their faces and anything he can do. And then he looks back to BB. If this gets us killed, I'll remember this, even in death.
She just kind of giggles at that and just kind of crosses her legs and scoots over to the side to make room for him.
And you see now it's basically two bench seats. So it looks to be like, like one bench seat facing forward, one bench seat facing backwards. As the
Imagine
three
Knuckles would take over like an entire bench.
probably. And as the three of you go in, you see someone very familiar. You see Lord Oakheart sitting. And that's where we're going to take our break. So we'll come back in about 6 or 7 minutes. Thank you, everyone, for tuning in. I'm having a blast because, gosh, these guys are phenomenal, and I'm very, very happy to be.
Dude, this is awesome, man. I'm already enjoying this a bunch.
Things
You
are
need to go
getting
back.
shooted. Things are getting exploded.
You need to go back and watch that 2 minutes when you're away. Oh boy, that was funny.
Oh goodness. All right, everyone. No, and of course for you guys, please plug your channels. I'm just gonna zip out. I'll be back in a second because apparently I'm gonna have to write new notes because all my prep means nothing. Thanks, guys. And we will go at it from there.
You're 100% welcome.
Marquise comes back. Prep is thrown out the window.
That's right. Which is perfect. Which is just perfect. All right, guys. We'll see you in a bit.
Well, this has been successful so far.
Yeah. But yeah, it's so nice to kind of get back with the group and do stuff.
Super happy to be back. I wish Sigil was here. That would have been great, but he's not. So we got to free ball it. So this has been
Matt, this is for you, man. This is for you. Okay. If it's a TPK, you're the one that has to come back and resurrect all of us.
Yes. Especially BB. If you don't resurrect BB, we're gonna have a fight. Yeah? But I will be right back, everybody. So BRB.
Hello, Harry. I thought I'd be the first one back, but dagnabbit. If you only wanna go to New Bell. Well, this is fun, man. For those of you who are watching this, I guess I'll take this moment for a minute to kind of plug stuff. My name is Chad Nick, K-N-I-C-K, and you can find me at YouTube at Chad Nick, and also at gastrogamer.org, where I do a bunch of different game reviews for accessibility reviews for games. So I really enjoy doing that and all this kind of stuff. But this game has been awesome. It's been great. I also do a lot of voiceover work and work on characters and doing the voices and stuff. So if you like the voices that I'm doing in this and other stuff that I'm participating in, I'm going to be doing a lot more videos coming up soon that actually have to do with voiceover and how to achieve certain voices for certain games and stuff like that. So I'm super excited for that. It's been nuts right now. I am super enjoying it. Harry, I'm pretty sure your mic's completely muted, dude. Like, cause you're there you go.
Oh, am I good? Am I good?
Yeah,
Am I live?
Yeah, you're live now. Like, for some reason you were talking and it said you were talking, but there was no sound, and I was so confused.
I had that happen to me yesterday. But yeah, as I was saying, I'm Harry. I am one guy of two guys, T&D with Lionel. Most of the time, we just do some sort of world building videos. Released today, we did some Sky Pirates, which is awesome. So please check it out and give us a good name, because we can't come up with names.
Dude, I'll check that out today, and I'll hit you up with that, man. That sounds awesome.
Yeah, cheers.
So as we wait for Marquise to get back, I just wanted to let everyone else know, those that are going to watch this in the future, that we did do a charity game on Friday in support of Action Against Hunger. And I suggest you guys check it out. It was a really fun game. It was with Matt from A Fistful of Dice and Barker from Be a Better Game Master, Lloyd from the Jarl DM, and of course Locris from Locris Planetoid. It was a fun game. We got to raise a bunch of money for charity. It was a fantastic event, and I had a great time. And hopefully, when you guys, if you guys watch it, if you guys check it out, maybe get a chance to maybe that'll inspire you to run your own charity games. Only because it's not just about having fun playing tabletop role-playing games, which a lot of it has to do with that. But the big thing is helping people, and that's a wonderful feeling, no matter what. I mean, I even say it right in the beginning. Don't sub. I'm not looking for subs. I'm not looking for that big old YouTube money and all that jazz. I just want to do this to help people, and hopefully I can start making it a thing. Maybe a monthly thing. Maybe see if we can get some of them fancy celebrity types to come in and play. But yeah, we'll have to see what happens. And I think that'd be a lot of fun. And hopefully we can raise a lot of money to help combat malnutrition in third world countries. So yeah, it was a great time. I had a lot of fun. There was also a follow-up video I made yesterday about running murder mystery games. You might want to check that out. It's definitely the do's and don'ts, kind of going on what I may have screwed up on, and also what I kind of did right. So definitely give that a shot if you want to. So as far as extra prep, You know what? There's a Tarask, and it's made of trains, and it's barreling towards you right now. There you go. So
Can it be charmed?
it cannot because it's made of trains.
Oh, well, fuck.
Well, things, yes, a train-ask. It is now, you know, now things are getting serious. No. So as you sit in the car, you see in like right across from you, Lord Oakheart. He's looking at you and he's smiling. I heard that you ran into some trouble at the All Temple. I kind of figured you three would be here. Your friend Gideon told me he's back at my manor now. He was able to get me my piece of evidence, which unfortunately burnt to a crisp. So now that the Enclave has nothing against me, I can now help you out without not too much of an issue.
Oh, so we don't need to do a drive-by. And she smiles and she kind of nudges Varis in the side with her elbow.
Not a word, baby.
Now, Lord Oakheart, before we talk about anything going forward from here on in, on a scale of 1 to 10, with 10 being you able to absolve us of our crimes, and 1 being you send us back to Neverhope, at what level can you actually help us?
Well, now, because I wasn't really able to, when you all arrived, give you much more information, I have a lot more information that at least I can give you, help you, send you on your way. For starters, currently, the Enclave is being run by a group of nobles. Now, these nobles are basically lords from different houses, and they mostly run, like me, different cities around all of New Worcester. Currently, the leader in charge of the Enclave is High Lord Thorson Frosthall of Calm Waters. Frosthall is ambitious. He's powerful. And his son has allowed his temper to get the best of him. He fought in the war. Actually, he was the one that had arrested you, or at least found you when that incident had happened. Thorson Frosthall has been a big proponent of allowing nobles to go back to the way things used to be, at least in the effect that nobles had direct control and power over the citizens of New Worcester. We swore that we would never do that again, and told ourselves that no, we would have representation, we would have democracy, votes, things that counted, things that meant something. But anyway, the next one is Lord Guy Dangois of Riverton. He's a twisted individual. He enjoys hunting. It's one of his favorite pastimes. He's someone also to watch out for. He doesn't seem to care much about human or elven or dwarven or any sort of race's rights. To him, he is fully loyal to Frosthall, and he's someone to be careful of. Great architect Alrata of Song's Reach is another one. Or excuse me, not Song Reach, Royal Crossroads is another one. She seems to be involved in this grand conclave, this grand group within the Enclave. She likes her inventions, and she knows that she has made a great sum of money from it. Lady Governess Dahlia Hartgrove of Eastwood, she's another one. And finally, Forge Master Furnace Kegmal of Titan's Fist. He's not the ruler of Titan's Fist, but he does have the ear of the Thane of Titan's Fist, and he's definitely someone to be careful of. These individuals, for some reason, all of a sudden began to consolidate their power. They seems to be moving ahead faster. Some type of artifact was found, or at least they're looking for one. They say it's close. It's on New Wister. So I don't know what is happening in that regard. I've also looked into my funds, my own personal funds, and I'm giving each one of you enough money that you can go relatively undetected. And he kind of reaches in and he hands each one of you what looks to be kind of a purse, like a thick leather purse, handing each one of you. Opening inside, you find 100 pieces of platinum each. So you have, each one of you has a fair bit of coin now.
I need something else, Lord Oakheart.
Of course.
I don't like showing this off. I don't think it's particularly attractive, but it is what it is. And she hits something on her cast, which kind of undoes it, showing it for the facsimile that it is. And as it opens up, she raises her hand. She kind of rubs it, kind of flexes the wrist, and you see the gun right there. That cursed was a black and gold revolver, 6-shot. And I don't bring this out because I'm going to shoot you. The gun wants me to shoot you. I'm going to cut to your face. The gun is evil. I can't let go of it. I need to see a priest. I can't see a priest because I'm marked for death by the Enclave. See my problem?
I do. Well, I don't know what I can do about the cursed weapon that you're unfortunately stuck with. But I think I know someone who might.
Mm-hmm.
There are 2 different places you could go to get not only that sorted out, but to help you get more allies to fight against the Enclave, because this is going to be a big thing. You can look into Westwood. I know Westwood, they're a little bit more lax when it comes to the Enclave. They're a lot less militant, mostly because they're still under direct control, or at least the captain is still under direct control of... Excuse me.
As he pauses to take a phone call in-game, she's going to look to you two. She's going to say, now to address the elephant in the room. I don't want to fight the Enclave, if that makes sense. And before she continues that, she sees that his attention has come back to her, so she pays attention to him again.
Sorry, yeah, that was a thing that happened. Anyway, just totally got distracted. So in Westwood, they're a bit more lax. They might be able to help you. I don't really know. The council has a bit of my ear. They know that I'm very much loyal to them, and I'm loyal to have representation by the people. You can perhaps talk to an individual there, tell them, actually give them this, and he grabs a note, scrawls down on a note and hands it to you. Give that to the captain. Captain's name is Jaina. She is a half-elf captain of the Enclave there, and a very loyal member to the council. There looks to be also a problem with that. If the leaders of the Enclave get wind that they're going to help, they could have a target on them. There's currently this divide between people who want to continue with the council and those that are amassing wealth and power on their own. But speak to Jaina. She will help you out in that regard.
Okay. Lord
And-
Oakheart.
Yes.
I'm gonna tell you what I was kind of whispering while you were distracted for a second. Listen, and she's reaffirming the cast when she says this. You're not gonna like what I'm about to say, and I accept that because as a performer, I've done a lot of things that people don't like. But regardless, I don't recall fully. I don't want to fight the Enclave. I'll start there. I'm in my early 20s, just got out of the military through some dubious ways, but just got out of the military. Pally Boy here has a family he hasn't spoken to in so long. I'm sure Knuckles has his clan, and if he doesn't have his clan, well, he has me. Me and Knuckles kind of, you know, we're not an item, but I mean, we're good friends. So fighting the Enclave, I have a cursed gun on my hand. I have a death mark on my shoulder, and I really have no life. I don't think I'm the girl cut out for this, or that we're the team cut out for this, or that we're a group of people who are particularly capable of taking out a giant country-spanning conspiracy.
Well, sometimes fate finds you, and sometimes people go looking for their fate. And I believe this is one of the situations with the former. Fate has found you, and as such, it is out of your hands, out of my hands. This is something that sadly must be done. It is something that no matter what, if we do not stop this, it will consume this world, and it will be left poorer, more destroyed. If you cannot fix the problem of the Enclave, of the Frost Halls, if you cannot end this dangerous coup, then I fear that we're all in danger.
BB looks to Varis after sighing, and then she looks at Knuckles and she says, "Please tell me that both of you do not agree with Lord Oakheart." And I'm getting silence. Please tell me that you two don't honestly think that it is our job to stop this. We're not conspirators. We're not terrorists. We're not superheroes. We were shitty soldiers in a shitty war who were dishonorably discharged because of a shitty conspiracy. Varis, you have a family.
Yes, I know. And I would love to see them again. I would. And I will. But the point is, the only way we get there, the only way you get to your freedom without having to look over your shoulder every day, and the only way that Knuckles gets to be who he once was, and the only way that I get my family back, the only way that I don't have to carry this on my arm every day, the rest of my life, worrying over my shoulder whether my family will be safe, whether you'll be safe, whether Knuckles will be safe, is if we do this, BB. Now, yes, does that mean that we're going to be probably shot at 1 billion times and maybe locked up more? Maybe thrown in a cell somewhere where they'll try to probe at our brains? Sure. But the point is, as much as I hate to say it, Lord Oakheart is right. We can't escape what's been made. Where we're meant to go and what we're meant to do. I have nothing left to say.
I hate you and your speeches so much, Pally Boy. Knuckles, please change my mind before he does it. Please talk sense into me, Knuckles, before I agree to do this stupid thing.
You're not going to like what I have to say.
Don't even say it. Just no. Don't
Look,
say it. Say it.
you guys are the only family I've got. And unless we do this, you guys aren't going to be safe. I'm not going to be safe. I want to get away from the war. I want to get away from the fighting. That includes a little bit more. Be worth it for the peace at the end.
Bibi scratches her head. She rolls her eyes. She looks out the window like there's something interesting out there. Her leg is shaking the entire time. And then she looks back to you, Lord Oakheart, and she says, all right, so we're your, I don't know, your provokers or your guerrilla task force or whatever kind of funny name you want to give us. I don't know. So we're the people who are going to unravel this conspiracy for you.
Well, I mean, it's not about the conspiracy itself, but it is this coup. It is what they're planning. And I feel if they can't sway individuals to follow us, then they will take it by force if necessary.
There's a terrorist organization. Tell me about them.
Yes, the Magisterium. They're in Eastwood. It's where, well, Eastwood has been ravaged by fighting. There's been constant skirmishes on the streets. It's more of a battleground than a city. It's ruled by Dahlia Hartwood. She is powerful. It's said that she is a wizard or a sorceress. She's obviously exempt from this prohibition on magic, though she doesn't make it very obvious, but everyone knows. She has the ear of the Enclave. The Enclave essentially does her bidding. She's conceited and angry and does not stop until she gets her way. The Eastwood itself, well, there may be a few individuals there who are loyal, but the Magisterium is, well, they're desperate. They've been fighting, they've been doing what they can, but I mean, who knows how long they can hold out. There's an, well, I don't really know much, but there could be some people there who are loyal. I would just be very, very cautious and very, very careful as to what you do there, because you'll be watched. Everyone is frightened in Eastwood.
Okay. I have some thoughts. Lord Oakheart, I will need your help with these thoughts. And Knuckles and Varis, I'm only doing this because you two seem to think it is our God's given destiny to save the world. So, here's what I'm thinking. I have special ties to the Alum family. The Alum family makes magical potions that go against the prohibition. All right. We have a magical terrorist organization in Eastwood. Right. We need to get the Westward, right? So that way I can lose his hand and make some more allies. The way I see it, it's literally a straight line if we leave from here on the train. But I want to skip Eastwood because I don't want to get pulled into that yet and go to Castor first and then go to Westwood, or we could just go straight to Westward and then back to Castor. But we need to get train tickets, and I feel like we need to go there because Westwood and Castor, I feel, is where the foundation of this counter-revolution that you want to do begins. Does that make sense, Lord Oakheart?
Certainly. What I'll do is you four, Gideon is already back at my mansion. You will all be guests. I'm actually going to roll for this. Let me see what I can do as far as helping you with some of your problems. I'm going to buy you your train tickets for you, but I'm going to see if I can find someone. And as as he finishes that sentence, you're already starting to drive through the gates of his mansion. You open the door, you go in, and you're shown to rooms that you guys can relax in, rest up. And what he does is yes, I'll be right back. And he kind of stays back in his vehicle and he drives away. So for the moment, you guys are able to kind of relax for the rest of the day. You do see Gideon. Gideon smiles. Luckily for me, I was able to get what was needed to be gotten. And he winks at you guys through his goggles. But you'll excuse me, I do need quite a bit of rest. And he kind of goes up to his room and kind of passes out for a little while. So as time passes and you guys kind of relax, and I just made a good roll for you guys. You hear the car pulling back up as you guys are sitting in the drawing room. He shows up, and you see an Inquisitor beside him. Inquisitor is this kind of a relatively tall human female. She comes up, and she kind of points. Well, at first she points to them, but then all of a sudden she kind of pinches her temple. She kind of puts her hand up and says, "That's them." And she walks over to you. "Hello, I am Nala. I've heard that you have a bit of a problem with a tattoo that marks you for Neverhope. Is that correct?"
Yes. And she smiles and she looks to Knuckles and she's just kind of like,
Well, fortunately for you, I have a favor, which is now owed. Lord Rogues, it's owed. It's done. Yes. Fine. And she places her hand on your forearm, BB. And what I need you to do is make me a Constitution saving throw.
15.
Okay. As you feel it, you feel the skin just like in the shape of the tattoo. You feel it burning and it feels searing, like your skin is just being like just incinerated away from the rest of your body. You take 2 points of radiant damage, but as the hand goes away, you see for a moment the black outline, the kind of burnt outline of the N in the circle, and it just suddenly begins to heal up again as the kind of blackened skin just kind of like begins to just float away and just disappear. All right, come here, Dragonborn. And she comes over to you. I need you to also make con save throw. Same with you, Varis. Unless, of course, you want to keep it on you. I don't know. I mean, you might want to.
It's gonna hurt. I got a 10.
Okay. You take 4 points of radiant damage as this kind of like pain, this searing pain just kind of like works itself into your arm as it just begins to sear, and you can even smell the kind of like burnt cooking flesh almost, and kind of taking her hand away again, the end just seems to kind of burn away. and Varis. Same. You also take 4 points as the kind of flesh just disappears.
Right.
I guess girls do got a higher paying talents than boys, huh, Pally boy?
No comment. No comment.
So, as she does, also Gideon as well, and Gideon's hurt, but he'll be okay. She stands up. If that'll be all, I should go. The Enclave is not very happy with you right now, Lord Oakheart. But I shall go. I hope, beyond hope, that the 4 of you are actually innocent. Because if I just took the mark away from 4 destined for that prison, I'll put the mark back on you myself. And if I have to swim across the channel to Neverhope, dragging you behind me, I will. And she stands up and she turns to walk out.
You know, Pally boy, that is not a single person that you've ever worked with that I've liked. Not a single one.
I know. Trust me. I know. We're not easy to get along with.
Nope, no, that is putting it lightly, sweetie. But anyway, okay, Lord Oakheart. So we stay here for the night. I assume you have the tickets for tomorrow.
Lord Oakheart actually hands you 3 tickets. 4 tickets.
4 tickets.
Yeah. Gideon's going to come too. He's aside. He's like, sure. All right, sure.
Are these 4 tickets for right now?
They're for the morning.
Okay.
So for the rest of the evening, you guys are guests here. You'll have a nice meal. Basically you've got your money. You of course can, do what you'd like. He does suggest that you kind of stay on the grounds, but just to be on the safe side, because that he knows then he can definitely offer you protection. A few hours into your time resting up and healing up, which of course you guys regain all of your HP from, you are sent a letter or a small message from Trela Athelvine, who states that he's in his thanks for helping his students, he was unable to get you the information that you seek, all the information for essentially for all of the information on the quill. However, he was able to give you 2 names as contacts, friends of his, that he has already sent messages to in case you wish to go there. And that is Alia Danners in Eastwood or Ipsum Inkling in Royal Crossroads. Both own bookstores and both will be happy to help you.
So imagine when we get this note waiting breakfast in the morning and in Lord Oakheart's fancy dining room. BB takes the letter, she passes it to Varis, and then he passes it to Knuckles, I assume, so we can all read it. And she pauses over her meal, and she sits back, and she's tapping her fork on the plate. So we have many options ahead of us. Whatever we do, going to the Royal Crossroads is not an option on that list, I feel, because I think that's a bad direction to go. Do you guys agree?
You make a fair point.
Thank you.
Continue.
Next point is, if we go south from here, we have the Titan's Fist, Eastwood, Castor, and Westwood. Titan's Fist, I see no reason for us to stop at, so I say we stay our nice little behinds on the train and go through Titan's Fist. Yay? Nay?
Go on.
All right. We could go to this bookstore in Eastwood, but I'm sure they like us enough that they'll take us at any time. And to be honest, Eastwood is a dangerous place. I suggest we go to Castor or we go to Westwood first, and then we get back on the train, head to the other one, and then we go to Eastwood from there. And Castor, I could talk to the Alem family. Pally boy, that's going to be hard for you considering you killed my boyfriend who was a member of the Alem family. But I need to see them regardless. And also in Westwood, we have your family and Jaina.
Yes.
So, assuming we agree that we return to Eastwood at a later date, Castor, Westwood. I imagine it's kind of comical because she has the gun in her hand when she says Westwood. Which one do we go to first?
I don't want to stay too long in Castor.
I will say, and this is just like given the map, how the train line works is that you would go to, like if you went from Honor Bay, you could take the train to Eastwood. You need to take then the train to Castor and then on to Westwood. So it would be a fairly long, lengthy journey to go to Westwood in one shot. Obviously, it would be, a little bit, it'd be quicker than walking, that's for certain. But unfortunately, there's no train that goes right from Eastwood to Westwood.
Yeah. That's what I'm saying. Like we'd go to Eastwood. We would get tickets to go. Basically, we wouldn't like peruse in Eastwood. We would get tickets at the train station and hop back on, and then go to either Castor or Westwood. Well, we really would go to Castor, but we could, if we want to, then get back on the train and go to Westwood, and then come back and do like a reverse L shape.
That's legit.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so then Castor. Yeah, so you can take the train. You can actually get a ticket like to Castor. It'll just make a stop in Eastwood, kind of like a typical milk run sort of a thing.
Mm-hmm.
So as you get the tickets, so you have the tickets in your hand. Lord Oakheart, again, thank you for helping me. It is getting to a point now where being a user of magic is dangerous, very dangerous. I will drive you. Your train leaves and he kind of looks up at a large-looking grandfather clock. The train leaves in about 2 hours. I'll drive you to the train station, and from there, I wish you good luck. And I hope that things are safe for you. So he kind of prompts you to gather your things. He grabs a piece of toast and spreads a bit of jam on it and eats it. Then stands up and goes to get changed and gets ready to go.
As he does that, she puts the gun on the table. You, Knuckles, and you, Varis, when we get to Castor, we have a lot of enemies there. Especially Varis. Knuckles, I only know a little bit of your past story, but I know you and dwarves don't mix too well. So, that being said, my theory, my idea, my hypothesis is simple. Making magical potions, everybody. The United Clans, they're just as deep into the business as everybody else. To help us with this coup that is keeping this entire nation afloat. Because let me tell you, as Pally Boy here knows, and as you too know, Knuckles, the criminals kind of run a sizable bit of this country. The black markets are everywhere. They would be powerful allies to have if we're going to try and do this save the world thing you guys want to do. Do you two agree with me on that?
You do realize what you're asking me to do, right?
You've killed guards. You've killed Enclave. We're past the point.
I know, but it's the principle of the thing. You're asking
Fuck
me
the principles, Pally Boy.
All right, fine. I guess. When you want to get something done, and you want to get it done right, supposedly you have to get your hands dirty in order to make it happen. All right, BB. Fine.
Now, Knuckles. And 3 sentences or less, tell me what your beef is with the drawers.
He looks up, really, really thinking hard. I was going to condense all this down into 3 sentences. They kept me as a slave for bare knuckle matches underground. I killed someone. Varis and Gideon helped me get out. Joined the army, and that's where I met you. I'm not going back there and working with those guys.
I can understand that.
Kill them all first.
All right. So we got one person with bad blood with one gang, another person, she looks at Varis, with bad blood with another gang, and we need at least the one gang, the Aliens, to help us. The Aliens hate the United Clan, so that's a bonus for you, Knuckles. Pally Boy, we're going to need to figure out a way for you to approach them because you did kind of kill my boyfriend when you came and arrested me.
I'm sorry I did that.
No. We're past that. We went through a whole war together, Pally Boy. We're way past that. But it's them you're going to need to try and convince not to kill you. Because when the aliens kill someone, it's not pretty. I've seen it once.
BB, how long have we been together? Well,
Handful of years.
Good. How many times have you seen me talk my way out of the most unscrupulous situations?
Never. At least to my standards.
There's a first time for everything, then, isn't there?
Listen, it's simple. It's true. And I want to trust you, Pally Boy. I really, really do. I do trust you. For a long time, as you know. Elves in the alien family have perfected the ways of torture and of being assholes. It's that simple. Just don't let your instincts get in the way like they did yesterday when you shot those two, or when you shot that one guard in the back.
All right, look, I'll let you lead. Fine, go ahead.
No, it's not about me leading because you're going to lead this too, Pally Boy, because you're the one who killed him.
All right, cool. I tell you what, here's what we'll do. I will try my hardest to not kill anyone. I will try to put my gun at my side, and even if the slightest thing gets under my skin, I will try to hold my tongue and not bite it off to spite my face. Yes.
Okay, Pally Boy. And she kind of stands up with that. She rehooks the cast. Well, we got a train to catch, don't we?
After you.
I need a cigarette after all this bullshit's done.
Ladies first.
She grunts at that, and then she just walks out the door. She makes sure to steal a silver cup just filled with wine, by the way, Mike. Like, she is just sipping. She is nursing that bad boy this entire time.
Naturally. So as you guys walk out, the car It's like basically like a coach car. Door opens. Lord Oakheart is, walks out first, gets into the vehicle, and the four of you kind of hop into the back as you begin to drive. And as you're driving through the city, you see individuals, like you see the Enclave forces, just running. There seems to be panic, like a few bits of panic. The All Temple is kind of like alight with activity. There are individuals running back and forth. You manage to see like quite a few like groups of paladins kind of together, and as from keepers, from the keepers, they seem to travel in groups of three. And a unit of three keepers is known as a triumvirate. So each triumvirate is they're kind of like, you see three of them going together, and as they're kind of moving, you see them moving with purpose, and they're just kind of spreading out, patrolling, kind of keeping a heavy eye on things. Lord Oakheart is just looking at the window as they're driving by, and he's kind of shaking his head. This could be our world under the jackboots of the divine. The gods are quiet in this. They say, the keepers and inquisitors say, that the gods speak through them, but I doubt it very much. They're almost speaking through Frosthall, who is commanding the keepers. This is why we need your help. This is why we need you to figure something out. Find some way to turn the tide.
At that, like, Varis looks to him and says, "This is why the Enclave is not divine. I've seen divinity, and the way they treat people, the way they treat so many, is unjust and repulsive. This," and he looks to BB, "this is why I take this job. This is why I see this. And this will not be our future."
Well, they certainly wield divine magics like they were instruments of the gods, but I don't know. I just hope that this could be something. We could make this appear to be more than it is. And as he says that, the vehicle drives up to the large train station. It's a very beautiful train station. It seems to be done in this like lovely kind of green glass mixed with wood to almost look like a tree, like, a living organism unto itself. Very beautiful all round lines. You see the several rail lines, like 8 or 10 wide, going off in different directions. A few going toward west towards Titan's Fist, a few going north up to Royal Crossroads and beyond. Even one that seems to go back and then switch back to Eastwood. You see a very nice train sitting there. It appears to be the one that you're looking at. Looking at your tickets, you do notice though that the tickets you got were actually for first class passenger. The color of the train is green. It is a green train. It's not silver, Harry. Come on now. It is a nice, it seems to be first class tickets, which means you guys have your own compartment. And as you go in, you make your way to to this place. It's got two very nice padded bench seating. Looking out though, what I need to do is Varis, I need you to make me a perception check. So as you're all sitting down and you're looking at your rather nice furnishings, beautiful paneled wood, very very comfortable padded seating. The whistle blows, screaming like a creature, echoing around the architecture of this train station. As you feel the jerk, kind of the movement of the train as it begins to accelerate. As you look out, Varis, you see a face, or rather, you do not see a face. You see a very familiar mask. A tall individual, lithe in form, looking at you. The mask has changed appearance. It is one with the mouth that is a very thin line. The eyes look more angry, pitched downward, and it just watches you. Doesn't even move its arms. This individual doesn't move its arms. Doesn't wave a fist. You just see its head following you as you move away from the station and on to Eastwood. Now, we'll stop the session there, but before we do, I need one of you to make me a D6 roll for the next session. Okay. Excellent. All right. So, ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for coming in and watching us today. Had a great time. I had the opportunity to play with 3 wicked awesome players, and I'm going to let them do their outros right now before I shut down the stream. If you've never subscribed to these guys, subscribe to them. They're phenomenal. Absolutely phenomenal. Every single one of them. So without any further ado, we'll start on my left with Varis. Varis, if you could do your outro.
Okay. Hi guys. Yeah, no, today was awesome, man. Like, some of the stuff you had us doing, fantastic. I love this game. I love playing with you guys. And it's always nice to be able to have witty banter between Harry and Marquise and myself. It's just great. You guys always keep me on my toes. As far as myself, my name is Chad Nick, K-N-I-C-K. You can find me at YouTube, on the YouTubes at Chad Nick. And then you can also find me at gastrogamer.org, where I post up game reviews. And I'm probably going to be posting more stuff for my voiceover stuff on there as well here in the next couple of weeks, actually. So that'd be pretty nice.
I'm Harry. I'm one of the guys from Two Guys T&D&D. We do a lot of world building. Lionel runs a lot of games. I prepare one-shots and never run them. I don't have the time, but soon summer is coming and games will be run. So look out for all of those. But yeah, check us out on YouTube. And this game was just fantastic. Just the chat, you guys can't see it, but the chat in the Hangout is hilarious. I was just cracking up the entire time. I'm just going to look back on this video and be like, what the hell is he doing? But yeah, awesome game. Can't wait for the next one.
What's up, everybody? My name is Marquise Hardis. I'm the stereotypical Strider. I haven't been here in a hot minute. It's been 2 sessions since I've been absent due to very unfortunate life events. That being said, I am super happy to be back. I missed BB a lot, Tally Boy and Knuckles a lot, and I missed Sigil even more because he wasn't here this session. So I'm very happy to be back in the campaign. As for plugging stuff, I am part of a free called A Point of Inspiration. We are a non-profit publisher. We put out basically books, PDFs really, for your D&D 5e games. We're going to be expanding the different games eventually and even making our own games. We have several things in work. The next thing you'll be seeing from us will be a old book we did, but in a new format with new art called Austere, A Book of the Divine, which is our old angel book. If anyone who's been following us for a minute remembers that. But it's an old angel book about angels and putting into your system. They're very weird angels and very dangerous. You can check us out on facebook.com/A Point of Inspiration. I hope to see you guys there to follow us and to play with the stuff we put out. So again, thank you very much, Mike, for running the game.
Awesome. And yeah, definitely check all of these people out. It's because of these guys a lot of times that I've improved my game. Like listening to every single one of these guys, and Matt Click and Barker and Tim the Carnies, like listening to each other as we play and looking at different things I know has certainly improved my game. Marquise and Harry and Chad are 3 phenomenal role players and great lovers of the game. They just like to have a good time, and they like to emote that, show it, and let it inspire you guys. Let it inspire you guys to like just up that game and get into role playing and just enjoy it for what it is. So for me, this has been Mike, wishing you guys all happy gaming, and as always. And, I'm going to hit the stop broadcast button, and it's still going to go for 20 more seconds, but I don't care. Get inspired.